Hey, Bill.
Hey, how are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So you're still in China?
Yeah.
So how is China right now?
Sorry, you mentioned China's what?
How is China right now? I am located in
Oh,
Canada. So
uh,
like for us, like we recently announced that like we are going to lock down again.
mhm,
And like we are going back to the stage two, whatever that
mhm,
means. So like how's going with China? Like everything's okay?
mhm. Not very good actually, and I thought to hear about that, and I hope you're doing well in Canada. I think in China, uh, most of the area are safe, right? In
Okay, cool.
Beijing, Shanghai, and big cities I'm staying, like Hangzhou.
Mm-hmm.
Most cities are okay, but recently there's a city, a capital city of Shanxi province named Xi'an. It's
Mm-hmm.
quite severe. The situation is happening.
Oh,
It's quite severe.
oh yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yes, it's. I think the government, the thing they are doing is not very good, and
Mm-hmm.
many of them are suffering right now.
Mm, I see. Yeah, I heard that like they have a big lockdown in Sion too.
Mhm,
Yeah, like but like don't get much detail. Oh
mhm,
well. Yeah, I guess like we all suffer in certain way. Right now in stage two, those restaurant like we cannot dine in, like we can only take
mhm,
out.
mhm.
So that basically hurt like those people in those industry as well. Oh
Mhm.
well, we will see. Like yeah, for me like it's better safe than sorry.
Yeah. Thank you. I think we never get a chance to really introduce yourself, each other. So,
Oh, we didn't like okay. Yeah, well, so let me introduce myself. Like my name
uh,
is Ebro Chao.
uh-huh,
Like yeah, as you know, I'm working in Huawei.
uh-huh,
I'm located in Canada, Toronto.
mm,
So like we have a research center in Toronto.
mm,
So yeah, so basically my work is like on the in some R&D on the
mhm,
PaaS platform,
mm,
which is similar to I think you have like I think in Alibaba you have similar stuff called uh EMDA or something like that. I don't remember,
mhm,
but you
mhm,
have similar stuff in there. Yeah,
mhm.
so basically that's what I'm doing.
Get it. Thanks.
Yes.
And yes, from my side, I think we have been met for several times.
Hmm.
I think I interest you. I think I've been interested that I'm the developer advocate for KubeVela, and
Hmm.
also the community manager, open source community manager for many open source projects right now at Canal Native team at Alibaba Cloud. There are
Hmm.
many open source projects more than KubeVela, like Open Yacht, Open Cruise, Chaos Blade, many projects around the ecosystem of Canal Native.
Hmm.
And I hope help those projects to do their foresting on in community, engaging with developers, setting up the governance model, this
Hmm.
kind of stuff.
Okay, sounds interesting. So
Mhm.
I guess that you are mainly working in China.
Yes.
I see.
Mm. Okay, I think.
So like,
Mhm.
go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
No, I'm just like, you guys don't celebrate Christmas, right? Like in China.
Mhm. Uh, Somehow they do celebrate a bit. I think it's usually a event that you are buying more things.
Yeah, usually basically that's the case, right? I mean, like all those like Christmas, like whatever, like actually Mother's Day, Father Days, all those stuff is to an opportunity to buy for you to buy more stuff. I
That's
completely
true.
agree with that.
Yeah. I believe we won't have more joiners. I think I have something to share. If you check the notes, it's pity. I think I have to contact the owner of the doc, the Google Doc. If you noticed, it's now view only. Did you
Oh
see
yeah, I
that?
do. Yeah, I thought you are setting it. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know that's yeah, I looked at set read only.
yeah. I mean, just change it. I just found out it is view only, and it's owned by a person. I think is original from Microsoft. And right now, I think he's shift team maybe.
I
And
see.
he's also the owner. It's okay. And let me contact him later. And thank you for your introduction. I have a, let me just present the screen. I have a few updates from KubeVela 1.0 release candidate 2. You can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So I don't know if you have tried it out. So we have this Vela UX dashboard. You can see. Have you tried it out yet?
No, not really. Like I saw it a couple of times though.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So with dashboard, we can not to use this CLI, the kube control, or Vela CLI to do the app delivery. We can directly use the dashboard to drag, put some items, have this or images where I can see or organize the UIs that you can manage your app delivery, right? You can see this application. Here we have two applications, first of all, app and some test demo. And the one of this major change here is that we are now have a fresh new web hook, which you can see in this test fork demo or application that many developers out there, they want to integrating with some CI systems. For example, maybe GitLab. I don't know if using it, like you using a GitLab to publish your code, right? You're building it, you build it and make it into an image, and you want KubeVela to take it over from there, right? To manage the whole process after that with the image. So now we are fully prepared for this. For example, you can see if you have a demo here, name it a weight test or any name you want to name it from your own perspective. Then you have this repo, and hopefully you're expecting this code when you're updating it, like git push something, right? This is a repo, and this is a very simple project. Have a by default GitLab YAML, right? A Docker file that builds project and some Go code, right? So basically, you're expecting when you updating the code, you git commit, push it into this GitLab repo, then it tricks the automatic way that build images and image get into the KubeVela, and then you will have a application updated at here, right? So now this is fully support. By saying so, how does this work? So we have this trigger, a new thing named a trigger. So this is on webhook event that will trigger from CI system. And we have a webhook URL, which is bounding to this control plane cluster on this IP. And you will, using this URL, right? It's a method of post, and they will have a header of content type application JSON. You will copy paste this one into the pipeline settings of the GitLab. Right, you can see we have the CI/CD, and usually when you are setting up the CI/CD pipelines, you will find it in the variables. here. And then you can submit several variables. So let me review. There are two. The first one, component name, is the one that sorry guys, just got connected. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I
Banner.
guess
Mhm.
yeah, I guess you're talking about the sorry, this is the GitHub sorry, this is the GitHub use case, right?
Yes. Yes. If you're using a GitLab as a CI system, right? You are updating your code, you publish it online. You either use GitLab or private GitLab or published public GitLab, right? GitHub, right? Usually in companies, they do their own businesses. I think they're more using this private GitLab. So we're presenting the scenario for them. So when you're using GitLab, you are setting up these variable keys, which two parameters will have this connection with KubeVela. So one is the component name. So this is a wrong example actually, because in order to change the way the name of your application. So application name, go back here, actually is test form, right? Your test form. Maybe I can change it. I can just change it. Right, and you can change the webhook URL. So this is a demo, and I tested in the past, so maybe it's not matching on, but I'm presenting you on the whole process. You can see this is a webhook URL. You can copy paste it, paste into this, and update. So these two steps make you link this project in GitLab to the project or applications you're about to deploy in KubeVela. Quite simple. Then
so I guess what you're saying, I guess what you're saying is that like once you build with the GitLab, that's going to trigger the webhook URL like in your GitLab setting. That's going to trigger the KubeVela workflow that you are presenting. Is that what we're talking about, or the other way around?
Yes, I think you're right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, when the code updates on the repo of GitLab, directly using this webhook URL, sending API access to the app's API server on in KubeVela Center cluster, then the API will find the application you're going to access, which is the name of this one. You're setting here. So first, you use the URL, a webhook URL to finding the cluster of you're about to access, right? It's on this IP, right? Then in this IP, there are many applications like Laravel 2, this one and this one, test fog and first world app. So how this API will directly access the right one you're aiming to. So this is why you have to submit the name. So by these two steps.
Yep.
Right. Okay, it's great you get it. I think it's a pretty big thing for the 1.2 release. And then I think beginning here, we are about to integrating more CI systems like Jenkins, of course, right? I think the most frequently used CI tool is Jenkins. Have you ever tried using Jenkins?
Yeah, like I think that is probably the most popular one.
Yeah, that's true. So we will have a best practices. I think also tutorials or demos, even videos on that, because I think beginning now, right? Right now, KubeVela is more hoping our users can really use it for production. That's why we are connecting those and like break down the the obstacles between KubeVela, most of the CI systems, Jenkins or GitLab, many tools you have to use in the whole process of app delivery. So I think this is a big step for us. It's also a valuable step for users. Yeah, so I present you other, apart from this one, it's big changes, big updates. Other changes it's about like the logs your query from container and many of the like stack. No, sorry. Let's go this application and you about maybe setting up workflows. And your workflows, you can see the workflow type, deploying to cloud resource, to environment, notification. I think it's notification. You will have Slack. I think these three are just added to the core Vela core in 1.2 release candidate the two. Yes, these three kind of notifications. I think Dingding is in China, is for mainland China. Many of the developers using Dingding in their daily collaboration within the company. I think Slack is most usually in first world, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. So now you can freely use this one. Is it three? Yeah. I think updates is almost done. Do you have any concerns or questions on?
No, like yeah, I mean, thank you for the thank you for the update and presentation.
Mhm,
Yeah, so like I guess what you just presented is the GitOps like use case,
mhm,
and also like you showed me the workflow
mhm,
like that's basically like if I understand correctly, like the
mhm,
deployment workflow is more like so workflow is basically for deployment, and like
mhm.
that's more like for pipeline that have like use case. Like
Yes.
is that how we
Yes.
see that? Okay, yeah, yeah, that's what I thought too. Yep,
Yes,
thank you.
this is good. I think if I want to say it more to help you understand, like in the beginning, we all know Kubernetes is a declarative language, not language actually. Its philosophy is a declarative API, right? So you have what you want and to claim in a YAML file, then the whole system, the Kubernetes system, give it back to you at the end. So this is how this system works. But meanwhile, when you want to control the process, right? Many things happen. Let's say, for example, if we have three kind of environments, right? Like one for a developer, the second is for production, but it's in maybe for mainland China. Then you have the third environment, also production environment for the users in United States, right? You have three kind of environments. But when you're finishing developing in the developer environment, the first one, you want to publish it into the second and the third, both to production environment. So this is where workflow kick in, right? With using workflow, you can have, let's see, you will have these suspend. Let's see, you have this one. You will have a workflow like as a suspend, that's meaning when it gets published, the updates on the first environment, the environment, when it gets to the second and the third, it will pop out. I think this is one. This example is not good. But it will pop out here that have a window to show. I think I
Yeah,
present
so
here.
basically you're talking about some notification for approval, all that kind of stuff, like during the deployment time.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah, I understand that. Yeah. Mhm. Like yeah, actually talking about this, like I know there's something called Argo CD, right?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
Argo CD also have workflow. Is that something similar or like different? I don't have a chance to look at Argo DB, Argo CD.
It's similar, but not quite,
Hmm.
because I think it's in the root course. It's in the very fundamental way we are different. I think you're not very familiar with KubeVela, and also I believe you're familiar with open application model, right?
Yes. Mhm.
So I think the fundamental difference between these two is that um, in the model side, we already defined this whole workflow can be customized by the developers. Like you can see the steps right here you're using is for it can be designed and customized any user to fit in any user cases.
Mhm.
But for Argo CD, I think they are designing a workflow which feeds the lead that you want to use a workflow, but not give you like 100% free to do anything you want to do. This is
So
my
are you talking about like Argo CD workflow? Basically, like it's just allow user to execute workflow, or you are talking about like KubeVela workflow has more feature than like Argo CD workflow?
I think the second one, yes.
Oh, more feature. Okay,
Yes,
understand.
more features, because we will have more features that if you need, if we find out, I think it's more about flexibility
Hmm.
that right now in KubeVela. So
I see. Yeah.
yes, yes, correct. So 6
Okay.
types here, you will get growing in the future if we find out, oh, because we have like, let's say you have a new scenario you want to deal with, then we can have a quick check and to put a new one here to suit to fit the leads for the developers. So I think this is more about flexibility.
I see. So like when you say like adding new widget like in this panel, this is
Mhm,
done by like the platform provider, like infrastructure provider, like which is you guys, right? Like I
mhm.
as a developer operator, I cannot do this. Has to be something provided by the platform. Is that the case?
Uh, so your question is about like the DevOps people and
No,
for,
no, like yeah.
um,
So you're talking about like just adding a widget like in this navigation, sorry, in this panel here.
mhm.
So I'm just my question is who has the ability to add that widget? Like is that the platform provider or like we are talking about like general developer?
Oh, nice question. Nice question. You can see we have 2 sections in the left, right? The first one is for Canva delivery. So from this term, you can know it's for the backend developers, because for developers, they are playing with APIs to have to deploy a application, and they want to choose the environment, right? This is mainly for backend developers, but for platform builders, for like DevOps people, right? They are managing resources, right? They are in charge of how many machines, how many virtual machines, how many clusters you will need your business team required, or developer team, backend developer team required, right? But including targets. This is the targets where you delegated for environments. So basically, you can see the resources for DevOps people, and the continual delivery part application environments is for backend people. I hope this answer your question.
Uh not exactly, but like
Mhm,
yeah. So yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Don't worry.
mhm. And then I think further to illustrate on your question is you're wondering if like DevOps people they can use this UI, right? They may like interrupt the whole process of application. Is this what you're asking? Like,
Uh, no, I guess like yeah. So like I'm talking about the extendability of the workflow. So
mhm,
like I guess like in this KubeVela use case, like
mhm,
when we are extending the ability of the workflow, like for
mhm,
example, like adding new widget, like those let's say notification or that kind of widgets
mhm,
in the panel, like that will require like the infrastructure operator or like the platform team
mhm.
to add that, like if I'm not mistaken, uh, versus like the operator. Like is my understanding correct, or like I misunderstand, or like
Well,
should I repeat my question?
it's okay. Let me just try to understand. I know you're asking about how the platform builders like they are integrating new features, defining in operators, right? You are wondering where to
Yeah.
add those things.
No, like, actually, like usually, like the answer for this question that would be the platform provider. So like it's
Mhm,
just that like because like when we are talking OAM, like we have like different role, and then like basically like those role can like do certain things. I'm just
mhm,
making sure like I'm not surprised, like I understand it fully. So
mhm,
that's my question. So usually like the platform feature, like the one that we're seeing here from the console, they are provided by the platform team. Like if we're using like the KubeVela terminology, so that means that like if I want to add a new widget in that workflow panel, for example, call Alibaba, okay, something like that.
mhm.
That would be something provided by the platform team, rather than like the operator, which is part of the application team, like will have that ability to do so, unless of course like you open up the platform.
All right. Sorry, I get you wrong. Your meaning operator is about people developing the applications, right?
Yeah, I understand. Like in KubeVela, like you guys mainly separate into two team, the
Mhm,
application team and then the platform team.
mhm.
So the application team basically would be the developer and the operator. Like if we look
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
older version of OAM, like basically
Mhm,
that's what application team does. And the
mhm,
platform team, basically they are the platform provider.
mhm,
Like they are building those stuff that like the operator, the application team can use.
mhm.
Yeah, so like and I believe like the if when we're talking about extending those widget, that would be the platform team's work rather than the application team's work.
Uh, I think from the definition, of course, it's more a responsibility of the platform builders thing to do that. They
Hmm.
extend the abilities, extend the widgets as a component, such as components or trees, right? But meanwhile, how they do these things is, if you can see my screen,
Hmm.
they would do it through a registry. Like from you can see add-ons are manage and extend the platform at capabilities. You can see here.
Yep.
So this is for a platform builders to add more capabilities for their backend operators. So this is where they aid up capabilities. And for your question, of course, I think it's more of a responsibility for platform builders to do that.
Hmm.
If if the application operators they are good at it, and they like they are a full stack engineer, they can do it all, right? They can do all two things, have new features registered on this capability center, then they use it as a backend operators and application deployment. So the whole process they can do it for all on their own. But right now I think these two things are separated, and they better have a platform builder to help them to extend capabilities.
And sorry, yeah, that's interesting. You just showed me this add-ons.
Yeah.
So, what kind of add-ons are we talking about? Like, is that something that so yeah, can you tell me more about like what was this add-on is about?
Yes. Got to introduce on that. You can see already we have some add-ons right here. You can
Mhm.
see Flags, Istio, and KubeVela, Cruise. You can you can see the description to know what this is. Also, OCM cluster management. You can see right here. And also the Vela UX is itself a add-on. So you can see the most the examples I want to use to help you understand this. I can see we have Terraform. So this is most using tool that you can like orchestrating cloud resources from different cloud vendors, like from Alibaba, from AWS, from Azure, right? This is for cloud resources. So for KubeVela open source project, we do it for developers. So these add-ons are developed by the community, right? The communities. So now it's already like, let's see a Terraform Alibaba. If we click here, you can see when you fill in with the access key and access secret key, this is the secure key is your access to resource in Alibaba and the regions. Let's say San Francisco or Beijing or Hangzhou. Then when you add submit all those things and enable it, then it will be available. And I think in this environment, I don't have. I think it's just like going to talk to describe how it goes. So when you finish submission of these parameters, then you enable it. Then if we go back to application and new applications, and the type here, you will have more types as you just added. Let's see. In TensorFlow, Terraform, Alibaba, you will have more like Alibaba ACK, ASK, OSS, RDS, many of these type. These are all component. You can see commodification. So these are more. These are more component. So with using add-ons, you will do like integrating cloud resource without you have to deal with it. So this is the value of add-ons. Can I explain correct clearly?
So like I guess like what you are in this use case here,
Mm-hmm.
the add-on is more like the deployment target. Is that how I understand? Like or you mean something else?
It's not deployment target. I think it's a plugin, and it's like a tool that help you to do the things you don't need to do the things you need to do before. But right now, with using add-ons, these plugins, you wouldn't to do it for yourself. Like if a user like your business requires you to integrating AWS or Azure. So in the past, you may maybe go to the Terraform website. You have a do a research. You will do your own research to find out how to use Terraform, right? Then you set up a bunch of processes. Then you do a research on AWS. Right? You read the docs. Then you do many. Maybe you say, let's say 1 week or two to do the research and to know how it work. But right now with using these add-ons, you don't have to do those things. You just come here and enable these add-ons.
Now,
Then, mhm,
so let me stop you for a second. Yeah, so I think it's good that you use Terraform like as an example. Now,
mhm,
if I'm going to use Terraform, like I will have the TF file that describes like my deployment resource.
mhm,
Okay. Now, if I'm using this add-on, I will imagine I will still need to develop like those like TF resource.
mhm.
So it's just that like for the same TF resource, like I can select like different add-on like Azure or AWS or Alibaba.
Mm-hmm.
So then like we choose to run those TF resource like TF files like on those platform. So is that like what this add-ons is about?
I think it's different. The TF resource you're referring to is it's a file that's
The
on
Terraform file,
Terraform
yeah.
form. Yes,
Mhm.
I know. I think you don't have to do that. Actually, you don't have to know about TF resource.
Okay.
You just have to know one thing, that I need to integrate in cloud resource. And I know right now in the world, many of the developers are using a tool named as Terraform, and they are using it by like finding out where TF resource is. This is the thing right now out there developers are doing. But in here for KubeVela, you don't have to know about know it all. You don't have to know it. You just knowing you just know that you can just enable this Terraform Alibaba add-on, and it will do it. You just have to know the access key region and secret key from Alibaba Cloud. And Terraform is just Terraform right here is just a tool. You don't have to go deeper on Terraform itself.
Okay. So basically, what you're saying is that the application defined the model, and then like you can use like those add-on
Mhm.
to deploy, I guess, like to deploy to different targets,
Yes,
or
yes.
so. Okay, so let's. Can you scroll up a little bit?
Sorry, you mean what?
Can you scroll up?
Scroll up. Sorry.
Yes. So ISTO. So basically, ISTO is a registry. Is basically is the microservice registry.
Mm-hmm.
So that does not do anything with like it's nothing similar to Terraform.
Mm-hmm.
So like so in this case like what kind of use case are we covering with ISTO add-on?
I think it's for the basic needs when you're required for Eastern, in like the traffic you're managing in cluster. It is as a treat. So there's a bunch
Oh,
of,
okay.
yes, you can.
So I see. Okay, so basically this is the implementation. So I guess that correct me if I'm wrong. So
Mhm,
basically this add-on is a bundle of
mhm.
like the OAM model implementation. So once you added those add-on, then you will have those definition available for the
Yeah.
user to build the application. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
sorry about my poor explanation. I think your summarizing is quite accurate.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just trying to understand that. Yeah,
Yes,
thank you for the explanation.
yes, yeah, that's right. You can see many of definitions: workflow step definition, tree definition, and component definition. It's all definitions, right? Bundle of capabilities. When you are using add-ons, in using these add-ons, behind it are all these definitions. You still like cruise, and also you can see observabilities. This is also a big thing. like right now, it's quite painful, right? If you want to look up, check what happened out there deep down in Kubernetes clusters, you will type in many tons of like commands, like kube control get pod describe services, many of those things, right? So observability is a UI board that will give you all the information you will need. You will need to troubleshooting your applications. So this is a thing in quite a big thing in maybe in 1.3, because right now you can see it's experimental. It's not quite stable now. Yeah. So this is add-on. This is add-on. Like for the logo, a slogan of KubeVela, it's just make developers easier to more efficient and more effective to do your application development.
Yep, gotcha. Yeah, thank you.
Nice. Great. I think we have a great time for
Yeah, I think that's a great discussion. Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you for the update.
And let me just sum of this up. So, 1.2 is a very big step for KubeVela. I think this is the first step. We are marching for the real production production usage for developers. So you can see right now, when developers come here, they can truly use it for the product environment, like the whole process, each step integrating with CI tools. This is these steps are all ready, but right now I think we are more welcome that you can like enthusiasm engagers as you and other developers, community members can try that out and give up the feedbacks and help us to get it better. I think it's yeah.
Yep, sure.
Mhm.
So like those, I guess like is like I'm seeing a internal IP address, but I guess like is released, right? Or is going to be released.
Yeah, it's auto released actually. This is a demo environment in my cluster. So if yes, let me just go back here. You can see if we go back to new, go back to the next branch of KubeVela.io, the official documentation website. So next, you go to the next branch, you can see the installation. So in the section of installation, you will have it's the third part, install Vela UX. Install the Vela UX, then when you go with the command of Vela add-on enable Vela UX, it will do it. So it will, yes, they will do it. You can do it in two ways, right? You can do it. The first way here is that you will do it, enable it with a node balancer. So node balancer, you will provide an external IP like you see here in your cluster. Maybe another one. Of course, it will be another one, another IP. You can use that IP to access to the Vela UX. Also, when you can use Vela port forward, like another command of Vela CLI to forward the request from the cluster to your local. So I can give you a see the network is not very good. Actually it's very painful in China to develop,
Oh, don't worry. Like I mean, like I see the documentation. Like yeah,
Mhm.
basically like I can follow up the instruction. I can follow the instruction.
Yes, you can try it out. The problem I want to point here is that it have a very bad network connection for us to connect to the GitHub. It's very, very hard to connect to GitHub.
Is that in China?
Yes,
So it's because like there's no replica in China, or like it's because like some kind of firewall.
some kind of firewall.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Oh,
Interesting.
yes. You can see here, this is successfully enabled. And then you can use the
Actually,
command.
I don't see it. Like
Oh,
you're still
oh,
in the web browser.
oh, sorry.
It's okay.
And let me just switch it. Just a second. How about now?
Oh, yep, I can see it now.
Yes, good. So the first way we talked before is that you can has your own external IP address and you can access on your cluster. The second way is maybe you just want to give it a try, right? You can use a Vela port forward that's using your local environment. Let's see if you run this command. It will pull forward your request from Vela UX to your local host. So then you can have it tested in web browser from localhost. You can see here, we will run out a Vela UX as a service. Also, maybe something wrong about my computer. I need to upgrade it. It pop
Yeah,
up.
don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Like yeah, I
Right.
can follow. I can follow the step here. Like that's no problem.
Yes, I just kidding. I think it's already popped up. Let me switch back to the web browser. Desktop. You can see it. Can you see it?
Seeing a white page, white like the what's that called? The indicator is spinning, but I don't see anything on there.
Yeah, I think this is so loading.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I already give you the illustration. You can understand if
Yep.
yes.
Yep. Don't worry. Yep. Don't worry. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Great. Nice. So at last, I think I will go back trying to contact the owner to change the mode, the view mode of stock. And
So you see left like Microsoft, or what happened?
I don't know. I think the owner, the person the owner of this Google Doc name, you can see is this one. I don't know him, so I contacted him. I don't know what happened. Maybe he left Microsoft or something happened. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, must be something new like this year, because I think last year still okay.
Yes, yeah. Yes. Oh, you. I think you're right because this is a brand new year, 2022. This has to do something with it. Great.
Great. Like yeah, thank you for the update and the demo.
It's my pleasure and nice to talking to you. I think if you get any questions, please go to the Slack channel. I think believe you're running on that. Just fire out any questions I have, and we're looking forward to your feedbacks, any questions you may have.
Sure. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night in China.
Okay. Good night. I will talk to you next time.
Yes. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.